So, with my memory, um, a battle had commenced with some dinosaurs that just kind of came out of the wilderness and enclosed upon you. After that battle, everybody was trying to decide what to do next, and what to do next. And then after being obscenely rude to the Githyanki and basically convincing them. I think Cassandra used some kind of spell to influence them to
Pykon.
believe that Pike was it Pykon?
No. I summoned us. Wait. Is it the spell that
Pykon
got us?
charmed them.
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
okay.
charmed them to think that we were killed heroically and found the remains of their fallen, but we were killed.
I remember that part. Was that right after the dinosaurs or
Yeah.
something? Yes.
Next session.
And then
Oh, my bad.
after the Githyanki were charmed by Pykon and convinced them of all that, they picked up their fallen kin and carried him on home. Shortly after that, you heard some rustling in some nearby bushes, and that's when Lyra was discovered, discovering a small little fairy hiding in those bushes. She then joined the party, and upon discussing with the Outlander where you can go, and the Outlander practically telling you, like, well, I guess anywhere, Cassandra then took it upon herself to warp everybody to the Nine Hells. Upon arriving at the Nine Hells, you are in front of this giant black obsidian castle that's beautifully crafted, surrounded by a lake of the dead. After approaching, it was discovered upon really quickly that this castle belonged to Asmodeus, but Asmodeus was also Cassandra's father.
Man, this table got some Asmodeus action, it sounds like, because you got some with my campaign and now yours? Wow, boy.
You guys then, after introducing yourselves to Asmodeus and him kind of learning about your band, was curious as to why his daughter, who could be anything she wanted, is hanging out with a bunch of miscreants. You then put on a performance.
We're not Motley Crue.
Well, to him, he thinks she could do so much better than
Princess.
this band. So you guys did do a performance for Asmodeus, and he summoned an entire room of just different imps to fill in the void. But of course, he took his seat at the front row. The performance you guys did was beautiful, and I am pretty sure you did Evanescence.
Yeah, we did bring me to life.
Bring me to life.
Oh, shit, dude.
The participation from everybody in this was absolutely beautiful. All of you had something to contribute, but also worked together as a group with different fog effects and lighting, different times that you guys chimed in. While not breaking his stone cold look face, at the end of your performance, Asmodeus did stand up and gave you an applause, to which the room of imps erupted in a round of applause for you. Later, he offered you guys room and board, and of course all the food that you could eat. He was a very gracious host. Later that night, as everybody took to their rooms and Cassandra departed to her personal bedroom, Asmodeus then appeared and had a little chat with his daughter. Upon talking about maybe future opportunities for her to take the throne, after some discussion and making sure that Cassandra was happy with of Goats, Beast, and Men, which I'm pretty sure just changed names, which I think you guys were
Yeah, what was it?
Rift Rats.
Rift Rats.
Is that what it was? The Rift Rats? Yeah,
Rift Rats.
that sounds familiar.
Asmodeus gave his blessing and entrusts that Cassandra knows what she's doing. Upon the next day at a very grand breakfast, as you all enter into the main hall, one person out of the group who seemed almost like not caring about Asmodeus's existence and who he is, kind of brushed him off as he's a nobody. Asmodeus kind of took this as a little bit of a challenge. And when he joined you for breakfast, he took his seat directly next to Pykon.
Oh, shit.
After some deliberating discussions with Pykon, a deal was offered. And that deal was that Asmodeus fund and sponsor the band. Hold on, I'm going to have to turn that down on my end because it is really loud.
That's really funny because I just turned it down on my end as well.
It just got like super loud out of nowhere. So the deal that Pykon had presented Asmodeus was that he sponsor the band, make sure that you guys are successful. They would then spread the word of Asmodeus through your musical performances. And Asmodeus asked for one other thing in return, and that is that he may summon you at any time to fight by his side if he needs you. After the band had discussed with each other, you all came to a decision that there would be one last stipulation on that if they were to agree to it, and that is that Asmodeus must, to the best of his ability, at least give a 24-hour notice before he summons them. Ensuring that you can't just be like in the middle of a performance and then all of a sudden, poof, you're in the Nine Hells.
There is one part I remember about this deal.
Yes.
That's important. Pykon was able to slip in to the deal at the very last second that this deal was in place as long as the group was a group.
That's right.
So, like, if we were to ever disband, the contract would be over for the group, not for Pykon.
That is right.
Yeah,
I do remember that now. And after both parties agreed, Cassandra then summoned a contract, and both Asmodeus and Pykon signed.
Oh, wait. I didn't. Oh, no, I did summon a contract, but then I did another contract.
And this is where we're going to be picking up. The rest of you are still sitting around the Great Hall table with the breakfast feast still there. Pykon and Asmodeus just signed the contract, and it rolled itself up and poofed out of existence.
Wait, I'm sorry. Didn't, after we did the signing, didn't Pykon and Cassandra have their own deal afterwards? Or how?
Indeed.
Pykon, do you recall?
yes. We talked about this while we were in the Bone Zone earlier.
Right.
Because this conversation happened with only me and Cassandra, I think we should keep it as such.
Oh, was it? Yep,
It
you're
sure
right.
was.
You may. Never mind. Don't even worry about it. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, so maybe I wasn't. We're keeping that's
Here, I'll send you a message, but we can
please do.
we can go where you wanted to start off.
So after signing the contract, Asmodeus smiles He says, I will take my leave now. Much torturing to do. Is there anything else I can do for you, my little goat friend?
Well, to be honest, I think we're ready to get the hell out of here.
He goes, of course. I understand that this isn't to everybody's comfort. And he kind of looks around at the rest of the group, smiling at Cassandra as his eyes just kind of pass over his perfect little princess. He very instantly, Colton give you reference, like anytime that Asmodeus is talking to Cassandra or looks at her, he instantly turns into like the way that Dracula looks at Mavis in Hotel Transylvania.
Okay, sure. Okay, sure.
It's like,
so it's like,
wide-eyed. This is his princess. This is his perfect little girl that could do no wrong in his eyes.
are you the babe of the fam?
I am the princess of all the siblings.
Wow. You're like Ariel and Triton.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Asmodeus stands up and he says, please, before you go, finish your breakfast. If there's anything you need, I can try to accommodate as best as I can. And he very quickly, just in a flash of flame, disappears.
Cassandra's just sipping on her cappuccino that doesn't exist in any other place and goes, isn't father just so wonderful?
I'll pipe up and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't tell you to wash behind your horns.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought I would have a harder time talking to him, but
Says the guy that has yet to eat anything this entire meal because you were so nervous. As I'm swirling the Leova wine.
listen, okay? The dude is still a god, but as far as gods go, I was expecting a little more.
Father is as daisy as a flower. I don't know why you're so nervous.
The king of hell.
And she's just slurping so loud.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So DM, just for some clarity, are we still in the Nine Hells?
You are still currently in the Nine Hells. You are sitting in the Great Hall at the table where you were having your breakfast feast.
Gotcha.
Okay. Before Asmodeus disappeared, he offered that you can stay and eat your fill, and then take off whenever you are ready.
I'll just start a Goku style, shoving my face full of food, and halfway through my chew, I'm like, "Hey, this tastes pretty good. What's in it?" Hoping that the answer isn't souls.
Hey, Cassandra, the answer is souls.
And you watch me gulp the rest of my food down with a little bit of a nervous sweat, but continue to eat because it's so goddamn good.
Each meal is about, what was it? Something very low, like 10 souls is each meal.
Jesus Christ.
And 5 souls per drink. And she goes,
Yeah, I just finished my meal quickly and not think about it.
Let's kind of go around the table and everybody take a turn to kind of chime in and say what you're doing.
I'll say I just went, so I'm good.
Chazz, what about you?
If I recall correctly, I made sure to get a case of the Leova
Yes, you did.
wine, so I have 12 bottles of that. Outside of that, so where should we be going to start off our tour next? Are we going back to get the meteor on the dinosaur planet, or are we just heading to the next place?
Well, if you think about it, eventually we have to go back to Dinosaur Land because that's where the ship is.
I've got an idea. Okay.
Okay.
We go back. We told everyone that we were dead, but their saviors have been reborn.
And we come back as
As a revival
gifts from
tour.
God.
Riff Rats are back.
Yeah, a literal revival tour.
we just continue the same tour. We just call it the revival tour.
Just for them.
Cassandra, I know it's not really your normal attire here, but do you have some nice white threads? If we're doing revival, we got to go the whole 9 yards.
Everyone wears white. Yeah, everyone wears white.
You know what? I think I do have something else. Don't get me wrong. It is a little risque, but I do have something in mind.
Is it a deep V?
All right, so Cassandra's handling. Yeah, a deep V.
A deep V, half open skirt with a thigh highs and a white corset.
Everyone-
And of course a hole for my tail.
Everybody's just in lingerie. I have one question real quick. What does Lyra look like again? I don't remember.
Lyra, that's you.
One second. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? She's tall, obviously fairy, 2 feet roughly. Green skin and brown clothes.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. I interrupted again.
You're fine. It's always weird to be on the opposite end of that. So are you guys getting changed into this clothing now?
Yeah, while we eat. Why the fuck not?
Oh yeah, he does. Absolutely.
You're all just changing into this.
Or at least made. That's all Chazz was trying to make sure was that we had them.
At this present time, you can see the Outlander sitting on one opposite side of the table, feet up on the table, just kind of lean back, as he's not taking any kind of part of this. Why should he? He's the band manager, and he doesn't need to eat, so he's just kind of chilling, waiting to find out what the hell you guys are doing. At that very second, the room starts to change. It starts to get really dark.
The music.
As this flash of purple light comes into the room, you see as this kind of like lightning shape flickers down through the sky, or through the air, and opens up a portal directly behind the Outlander. Taking the Outlander by surprise, gets him from behind, and presses a red blade to his throat. So, those of you who remember the Halloween episode, you recognize him instantly as the red wizard that had summoned the horror movie monsters to the realm.
Oh shit.
The flickering light of his crimson robe dances in the shadows of this forsaken realm, the culmination of countless nights spent poring over forbidden tombs and weaving dark incantations. The scent of sulfur hangs heavy in the air, a fitting perfume for the malevolence that awaits. He speaks. For years I have trailed the tendrils of your wicked deeds through the plains, navigating the treacherous currents of the ethereal wave, your sinister echo reverberating through the cosmos. Here, in the bowels of the 9 hells, where malevolence takes form, and the very air is saturated with the stench of sin, I find you, at last. You, puppet master of calamity, the architect of thievery, your name whispered in the foulest of rituals and cursed by those who have felt the sting of your malcontent. You start to hear whispers of the damned all around you. Their chorus of reckoning echoing throughout the halls.
Do you have to be so dramatic when you show up?
Yeah, are you talking about the Outlander? Because honestly, if he would have introduced himself to me that way, I'd be a lot more intrigued.
I was gonna say he's kind of just a nerd, tool.
And you said that we hear like whispers of the damned, or like just some Metallica shit starting to pick up in the background. Like genuinely, like
It's more like you're actually hearing like whispers of the damned, people and souls that are being tortured. Breaking his concentration as he looks around at the party and turns his attention back to the Outlander, which you can see the expression on the Outlander's face. It hasn't broken, almost as if he was expecting that this day would come.
What? He was expecting this day would come?
The Red Wizard continues, you thought you could elude the embrace of your destiny and take what is mine and not live up to your end of the bargain?
What?
I'm
Fate
sorry.
has a cruel sense of humor.
Cassandra laughs a bit and goes, I'm sorry, but I believe you're in my castle, in my father's domain. I mean...
He points the red blade at you, Cassandra, and says, do not forget the oath that you have taken.
I have not forgotten anything, Red Wizard, but don't come in here with such high britches.
Says, of course, but I have got my prize, and now I bid you farewell. As he drags the Outlander backwards into the portal, and the portal zips closed. As the lights kind of return back to the normacy.
Toodaloo, Outlander.
well, shit. That was our band manager.
Hey, I know some good ones here in the 9 Realms of Hell. I mean...
Well, I'm sure you do, but like, how many Outlanders do you know?
that's fair. I mean, we could find someone less bitchy.
But that was almost the redeeming quality.
You're right. Kind of like that back taste after taking a fine sip of wine. You get surprised at the end. You're
Like,
right, Pykon.
Just one of those people that you feel like, they pretend like they don't want you around, but that makes you want to be around even more type of thing.
Oh, God. I think you are right, by the devils.
But what I said before still counts, I think. Well, shit.
Wait, so he's not just being dramatic? He's not coming back?
Oh, no, sweetie. He just kidnapped the Outlander. And he just sat there. What does that
Well, I
say
mean,
about...
this wine's pretty fucking good, so...
You know what? That is fair. It is such a delectable taste, isn't it?
If the situation wasn't so dire, I'd say that, that's almost verbatim what he said could be made into song lyrics.
What if we just bear with me here and just, I don't know, let it just air out like a good bottle of wine? What if we say the Outlander died, and with a revival tour, our single star song is a tribute to Outlander? Not bad.
Well, the problem is, he was more than just our, band manager. He was also our means of having a multi-dimensional tour to begin with.
Do you think like Archimedes has like an air tag for him or something?
Yeah, if we were to head back to the ship, you think maybe we could find something to track him down?
But
Archimedes.
oh, I forgot about that little fellow.
Forgot that little bugger's name. I remembered Brass Bird. Couldn't quite put my onto it.
Is everybody wishing to travel back to the ship?
Actually, is Asmodeus still in the room?
He had already left, but I'm sure he could be summoned.
Cassandra just goes, Daddy, are you still in the castle? Father!
Oh my god.
Sandra's words kind of echo throughout the halls for like maybe a second longer, till almost the point where it's like starting to feel awkward. And then Asmodeus appears into the room in a flash of flame.
She runs and just hugs him. You came!
Of course, my dear, I would always come when you call.
Hey, I'm gonna call you Az if that's okay. Az,
Oh my god. Oh my god! You're a sleazy car salesman, dude.
Hey, Az, is it normal for frilly looking wizards and red cloaks to show up here out of the random, taking friends of ours?
And Asmodeus looks at you very discernedly, and then looks at Cassandra, still holding her in his arms. And
She blinks.
What is the goat talking about?
Our multiverse group manager was kidnapped by that red wizard that you had a conversation with earlier. I can't remember, Father.
Oh, Zelnar.
Yes, that one.
Well, whatever he wanted the Outlander for, it must not be very good business.
What if they're eloping?
Pykon just breaks down and like rolls on the floor.
Can you repeat that, Cassandra? What did you say?
I'm sorry, Father. I said, what if they're eloping and we're all just getting too serious about this? What if they're getting happy, guys? Have you ever thought about that? Just kind of ruin that?
He says, I very doubt it. If he came all the way down here just to take him, it must not be very good, but it's not something that you or I can stand in the way of.
It's true.
Well, that being said, I think we're going to stand in the way of it. I think we're going to go after him somehow.
Stand in the way of it somehow.
But hey, before you go, and before we go, the pact that we signed not too long ago, just shortly, do I get something as a reminder of the pact?
And he looks at you, Pykon, and smiles. He says, I have a gift for you, and it's not every time that I do something like this. As he holds up one hand, and you can see his red, muscular hand with long black claws at the end.
Yes.
He grips the claw on his thumb, and with a very forceful movement, pries it from his finger. As he takes the other hand and uses his other claw to kind of smooth it and make a different shape out of it, he hands it down to you, Pykon. He says, here, keep this close. I'm sure it will come in handy. And as you look at it, for meta reasons, it looks very similar to a guitar pick.
Oh my god, you had the fucking pick of destiny.
Father, you just got your talons done. Gonna have to get another appointment.
Yes, but where are they going? As
So-
he kind of chuckles.
She's
So,
helping.
like, I mean, this is cool and all, but like, what can I do? Like,
Pykon's right. Like, who knows if we could even be a band if we don't have a band manager?
Because if
Yeah.
you wish to go after your friend,
we may have a lead. The ship that the Outlander was flying us around the multiverses with is on that last dinosaur world that we were on. But
Don't worry about that.
No, we should definitely worry about that. That's the tour bus.
I can get us back. Why are you all so fighting?
Because we lost our band
Asmodeus-
manager. He manages the
Asmodeus,
Yeah.
Asmodeus chimes up and he says, he kind of holds up a hand. He's like, I can send you back to that realm. No issue. And he kind of looks around the Great Hall for a second. He sticks his fingers in his mouth and lets out a extremely ear-piercing whistle. Within a few short seconds, an imp comes running in as fast as he possibly can. He's carrying something. It is a small glass vial. He hands it up to Asmodeus, which Asmodeus then takes, and he turns, and he hands it to you, Pykon, and says, "Don't worry. It's liquid luck."
Oh shit.
Play it into your hand. Upon drinking the vial, Tucker, you may add a +10 to any roll.
for like to my next roll, or is there like a time period on that?
To your next roll.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I was joking earlier, kind of, when I said let's get the hell out of here, but I think now we just kind of, have to get the hell out of here.
He says, "Of course." And he smiles, he turns and gives his daughter one last hug.
She hugs back.
And then as he steps back, he does like the old style genie motion, and in a rush of engulfing flame, you are transported back to the field that you were before you left for the Nine Hells.
Quick
is
meta
not-
question. Sorry, go ahead.
It's not a pleasant journey. It's pretty warm traveling through Hellfire to a different dimension.
So I stepped away when this conversation happened. Do we have any idea where the Outlander is, other than the Red Wizard kidnapped him?
Nope, you know where the ship is.
We know that Artemis is at the ship.
Archimedes, you mean?
That's what I meant. Sorry.
Artemis.
Kari, I mean not Kari, stupid. Cassandra is just flying above you guys, plucking her half guitar, half flute strings. There's not the care in the world.
I have to retune my lute because going to the Hells made my strings super sharp. So I have to kind of tune them back down.
Do we make a pit stop at the Gathinki tree houses for our first stop on the tour? Maybe a Stairway to Heaven as our opener?
Yes!
Oh, I like where you're coming from.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it's got to be on the way there.
Yes. I'll start putting together a solo, and I think how it should happen is we'll do it in a sort of layered way. As I scruff my 5 o'clock shadow chin, I just kind of start thinking, I'm like, one person comes in, then a second, then a third, and then by the time the whole band comes in, it's this glorious amount of sound that no one can deny.
So how should we start it? Who will be the first one to set up the foundations?
Well,
I look to Chazz.
some fog or mist kind of raising up into the treetops most of us can fly,
Yes.
so we kind of just rise up like that. I can
Like
use some
just
dancing
down.
lights to kind of like have a
Yes.
heavenly light above us.
And we descend from the heavens.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Oh, we should have. So we should have like mist and smoke, like you said at the bottom. But we should have some type of daylight spell of us rising to the lights. Maybe.
As
Sorry. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead and finish what you're saying. You're on mute.
Sorry, wrong button. I have programmed illusion, everybody. So we could have like a dragon doing backflips in the background of this if we want to.
Wait, what if we had angels in the background?
Like little cherubs.
Asamirs.
Oh, perfect.
Half naked and oiled up.
Okay, got it.
As your discussion in the middle of this field is going on what you would do when you get back to the Githyanki village, a familiar sound comes crackling through the air. It doesn't take long to recognize this as the sound of the ship. As it comes into view over the horizon, it's almost as if like it passes you, but then realizes that you're there, swings around, and then comes and land. And you see the bottom of the ship hatch open up for you guys to enter.
She flies on in.
I thought the ship didn't have like gas, basically. Yeah, it was busted or something, right?
Yeah, but Archimedes was repairing it the entire time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be the first one to jump in. I'll wait. I'll have to hang from my fingers from the drop hatch or whatever, and have someone push me back up.
Hatch will walk over, boost him up. Another adventure awaits as he hops in, grabs it by the little hydraulic just hanging there on the steps.
Pykon walks slowly up to the ship and inspecting this pit he received.
Dude.
As you look at it and you examine it closer, you can very much tell that this was once the pitch black claw that was on Asmodeus's thumb. It's got like that ivory crackle through it. It's not super thick, but it's not too thin either.
Perfect.
Interesting.
Pykon, I think we all need to get into our new costume change, and maybe while we're doing that, you can test out that pick.
Pykon snaps his fingers and casts Disguise Self, and Pykon doesn't, not wearing any clothes still other than his tunic. His tunic becomes white with red buttons, and his fur on his goat legs turns white.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Cassandra rings a small bell. Sorona, where are you?
Back in 2019.
Number 3 servants, female tiefling. It's very stylish.
That's right. I remember. I forgot about that. She comes bustling out of the ship towards you.
Sorona, we need a revival as she hands her white outfit, lingerie outfit, based off of white, as if we came back from the dead. Make up everything, design it, and have Astaria, our femboy maid tiefling, make sure everyone's rooms are spectacular, please.
Make a request that mine is a toga.
You see this, as she looks at everything and she's listening to your instructions, and a bead of sweat kind of goes down her brow, and
Sure.
she shakes it off and she goes, "Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am." And she turns and runs to go start work in preparation instantly.
As she runs off, she kind of says, on accident out loud, but she goes, "That one's fun to torture," and she just walks away.
You hear like a slight like wince come from her as she's running back up the stairs into the ship. Who's all entering the ship?
Patch is hopping in.
To get changed, Chazz would be heading in as well, or at least touch base with Archimedes as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
As you all one by one start to make your way into the ship and head towards the cockpit area, as the doors open and you come in, you see Archimedes like on the dashboard of the ship, panting, which is kind of odd for a robotic bird. You can see like as he's panting, he's losing like drips of oil everywhere. He looks like he just went through hell and back. Although you guys are the ones that went through hell and back. He says, you have no idea how long I've been flying around looking for you.
Go for it, Chaz.
Don't worry, we got bigger things to worry about.
Well, you found most of us.
And he goes, no, I just got the ship online. You guys were taking too long to find everything, so I took it upon myself. You have no idea how hard I worked. And then the Outlander's stress beacon started to go off.
Oh yes, he was kidnapped.
Casually, she mentions.
Oh,
No,
very
very casually. She's like looking in the fridge for a drink,
He like
Not beer.
butt in the air and everything while she's looking in the fridge.
he like hops up and down, flutters his wings, and like as he flutters his wings in like panic, you see like little cock gears kind of fall off of him.
Oh shit.
Don't lose a gear.
So-
Come on now, I should put the beer.
If you have a distress beacon, does it narrow down locations? That's kind of what we were hoping.
Yes.
Still panting, he says, yes, it should, but I need somebody to pilot the ship.
Don't worry, I'm an expert.
I was just about to say, Pykon, you're the man.
Pykon's the living legend.
Yeah.
That he is. As she sits on her beer. Just a heads up. I can't help you guys like retrieve them. I can watch, but like, you know, I can't interfere in my father's business and all. And she looks at Pykon and goes, are you a loophole? And then she just sits on her beer.
Well, I mean, I'm still like, I'm just gonna do my thing until he says otherwise.
Yeah, you just do you. It'd be exciting. I'll watch.
That being said, Archimedes, we have one stop that's more important than the Outlander for right now, and then we will go find him. I promise.
And he hops and flutters at this and says, what could be more important than this?
Our revival tour. Everyone here thinks we're dead.
Exactly.
You see, like, for a robotic bird, the expression on Archimedes' face is that of just, like, pure horror. That is what just came out of your mouth.
In fact,
The show must go on.
In fact, Archimedes, I think, Crampy, tell me whether or not I'm wrong here, but this might be the effect in the background that might just take it over the top. A mechanical bird flapping in the wind as we rise up from the ashes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and I'll cast Earth Tremor to simulate a earthquake sound as we come from below.
Roll persuasion.
You want me or
And
you
we
want?
have advantage. I'll assist Chad.
Yeah, if you're assisting Chaz,
sorry.
have Chaz roll.
You said advantage?
Yes.
That's a nat 20 for a 34.
Oh, fuck! Archimedes, 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 and that's how I assist.
You see some of the gears like ticking. You can tell that Archimedes is imagining this as like his eyes just like get big with wonder, and he kind of shakes that imagery off, and he goes, "Okay, but we have to be quick. The signal is fading rapidly, so."
I mean, can we rush revival? I mean, it's important. The
It's
first show
the
is
Outlander. He's our band manager.
you third-dimensional creatures. Oh.
We could
You
do like
think
we
the band manager? Sorry. Oh, you think the band manager would want us to start off this journey to save him without a sick opening?
Exactly.
This is the revival tour, for God's sakes.
That's what I just said, and you gave me shit.
Hey,
I
well,
mean,
I'm just gonna say that, like, for a revival tour to just tease enough that we're back with the one song, I think that will ruffle more feathers than not.
I think this is great. We do the one Stairway to Heaven, knock it out of the park. The Gathinki will be talking about it for generations.
Yeah, they'll carve us into stone, for God's sakes. We're going to be the Rosetta Stone 1,000 years later.
Wait, guys. Hold up. As she like finishes her last chug of the beer, hear me out. What if, with our revival tour, we were gifted with a message from God, and it's a message of doom, the end of times.
I've got you covered.
Oh,
Don't you worry.
my right hand. Yes.
Archimedes still like he's on board, kind of debating with himself, wondering like, would the Outlander actually want this? I don't really actually ever recall this being a part of the plan at all ever. He was just mining like he normally does, but who I can argue? In fact, his worst fear is not doing it, and when you find the Outlander, him being pissed at Archimedes. So begrudgingly, Archimedes agrees. It says, I think you're in luck. I might be able to get you there. I just can't operate the ship when it comes to traveling through the rift."
Perfect.
Like I said, there's no need to worry. I can take care of everything. If it eases your conscience at all, we're gonna do this to make the Outlander happy, but he was kidnapped and didn't tell us anything about the potential of him being kidnapped. So I think this is a fair trade.
Yeah.
Pykon, I'm gonna say if you're gonna take the helm of the ship, either make me an intelligence roll or a history roll to see if you can recall witnessing how the Outlander operated this.
The second he gets at the helm, I start playing some song from Mission Impossible on my lute as inspiration.
And then on top of that, I'm going to pull out my Asmodeus's nail and accompany the song. I'm going to give myself a D4 on top of that.
Wait, did we already work out? Is this a special pick? What happens when you use it?
You'll find out.
Soul consumes every time it flies.
Okay, so what's your inspiration?
It's a D10.
Okay. I'll do a history roll. I drank the luck potion, so that's.
You drank the luck potion too?
Well, I had been drunk when Asmodeus poured it on me.
Oh, I thought he just gave it to you in a vial.
Yeah, he just gave it to you in a vial.
Okay, I drink the luck potion.
You drink anyways.
And you drink it, and it has this warm sensation going. It has no taste. It almost like the taste would be similar to water, but as it touches your throat and starts to work its way down, it leaves this warm tingling sensation, much like vodka does as it slides down your throat.
Sure.
Can I take some creative liberties here, DM?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What does your inspiration look like?
No, I'm just playing like the whole
Oh.
bum 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 from Mission Impossible.
And she's following up while she's sitting and drinking a beer. She's following up with back vocals.
Cool.
No lyrics.
As soon as I get up to the driver's seat, instead of sitting on it, I stand. And I pull out my loot and whip out my pick, chug the luck potion, and begin like playing the. But as I play it, you see my curly goat horns get a full another curl.
Oh shit!
And like a greenish reddish hue is like glowing very subtly, like on the cracks of the horns.
Is this the luck potion?
No.
Oh.
As I start playing with the pick with 28, I begin to pilot the ship.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah.
Yes, and this works perfectly.
Um,
Feel the ship start to rumble as it lifts up off the ground. Archimedes, bewildered.
So meta-wise, over continuously operating the ship, could I eventually gain a proficiency with driving the ship?
If we don't find the Outlanders.
Well, sure.
Pykon becomes our new.
I'm just saying, like, would that be a possibility in the future?
I would say in the future, like the more you do it,
Sure.
the more you would get familiar with it.
Cassandra does like the little like picture frame with her fingers and goes, Pykon, aka Outlander.
I'd like to call myself the Pythonder.
Oh
my God!
I think we covered her answer, guys. I mean, there's insurance for Outlander, isn't there? Is there like a kidnap insurance?
But that being said, Pykon is purposely and accidentally being very reckless, like driving back to the village.
And like even Archimedes, he's like still on the dashboard at the very front of the glass as he's like hopping back and forth, shouting, "No, left, no, right, no, where are you going? Keep us straight."
Yeah, you're doing like fucking barrel rolls and shit.
Don't worry, it's all for dramatic effect. Once we get there, they'll be like, "What is that mechanical thing doing up there?" And then we're going to descend.
And like some time passes with Archimedes shouting directions at you, and you just bob and weaving the ship back and forth. I'm not gonna like make any of you roll for it, but if you hadn't like taken a seat and strapped yourselves in, you're definitely gonna be feeling this inertia back and forth.
I'll stop playing my Mission Impossible song the second I realize I'm gonna have to, buckle down.
I'm gonna say I'll give like Pykon would have taken at least it wouldn't have taken you this long to get there, not by traveling from the ship, but I'll say like Pykon, you probably had a good 20 minutes to just dick around with the ship as you please.
Oh, and I definitely did. That's exactly what I did.
After a good 20 minutes and Archimedes repeatedly jumping up and down shouting, "Land! Land!" How do you bring us in to the Yankee tribe?
Okay, real quick. I'll look out the window so the second we're within sight. I obviously don't want to compromise their treehouse setup, so if it's possible, I'm going to start casting Earth Tremor as the ship comes in. So it's like something big is happening. You know what I mean?
Yes. Pop the hatch.
Okay.
Throw the mist, and we'll just come out from here, from above.
And Cassandra's already backing up with gothic vocal sound effects when the mist starts coming out.
Cool.
Archimedes, is it possible for you to just hover here for a minute?
I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I'm responding to a child.
Curse them. I just
Curse them the hell.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that question one more time?
Pykon just asked Archimedes if he can keep the ship hovering for a moment.
And he pipes up, yes, of course. And you see him kind of hop over and take his place at the helm, and he just keeps the ship hovering.
Okay. You're muted.
Is it too late to ask for some sort of like rope system where we can like descend slowly? Like,
I have Featherfall.
oh, perfect! That works.
Heck yeah.
Do we want to wait for Dre and Dawn to come back?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, we can take a short little intermission here.
I'm
Oh,
here.
he's back.
Okay. Oh, Dre's here.
I'm just petting dogs. While
Okay, then if we're good to go, then we'll take a little intermission in a little bit.
Okay.
Before we all hop out of the bay door, I'm going to cast Featherfall on everyone.
As everybody feels just that, like, sudden, like, you feel a little bit lighter, like a feather, kind of
What-
envelop you.
Quick question: have we already had our costume change? Okay, because I'm wearing a white toga. That's all I'm saying.
And when Cassandra comes, when we go down, Cassandra's gonna play
Oh,
enthralling performance will be
Okay.
added. So wisdom saving throw DC 17 for all viewers.
Okay, so if this is the moment where all of you've gotten chained, I'll say that, yeah, you would have had enough time to get changed into your new uniforms, as Cassandra's maid very quickly and rushedly brings them into you.
Okay, can I just hear what everyone else is wearing? I just gotta. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and it's all white, like
All white.
Cassandra
Made
said.
from angel hair.
Yeah, as if you are angels descending from the afterlife, coming back to existence. What are you all wearing? How does it look on you?
Again, white toga. That's it.
Pykon used Disguise Self to turn his tunic white with red buttons, and the fur on his legs are white.
Okay, Chaz, what about you?
I dropped it in chat, but essentially it's like that loose fitting, sort of like Egyptian thread sort of thing. It's still got the V-neck, but it's like cross neck there.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah, and he's in
I
sandals.
see it.
Yeah,
I love it.
And then I dropped mine in chat as well. The only difference between the one in chat versus I changed the gold to like more of like a chrome platinumish, just keep that wider
Sure. That
goddess
purity
feel
look?
versus that. Yeah.
And I dropped mine in chat too. Very angelic lingerie, but she still looks very devilish with her wings and tail and horns.
Yes. Lyra, what about you? She would have been able to fashion something even for somebody as small as a fairy.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, it's gonna be just like Tinkerbell's dress, but just in white. So she swapped from the brown one to just a white one now.
Okay, okay.
And then if all of you are at that point where you're ready to make your descent and put on your revival concert, please Give me your performance rolls.
Oh fuck yeah! Okay, I think Chaz should come in first with the little stairway to heaven, little riff there at the beginning.
Yeah,
Agreed.
so
I'm gonna give inspiration to to pump us all up as we're all in costume waiting to descend down. After I cast Featherfall, I begin playing a very soft, melancholy tune as I look to each of you.
Yeah, I'll just inspire Dawn because I can only inspire one. Who are you gonna inspire?
I'll inspire
Great, yes.
I'll inspire Lyra.
Cool.
I'll inspire Pykon.
Chazz has got Crampy.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's all the inspiration that we can divvy out.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Dancing Lights to have like 4 white lights coming from like back behind the ship blaring
Yes.
down as he loosens up to play the sax and kind of just leaps off.
Yeah. Also
leading
to
into
add, the earth tremors are happening as we descend. There we go. Yeah, that little bit.
That's not what I wanted.
All right, I'm gonna roll performance with my inspiration.
Cassandra will go last.
Mine is a 33.
DM, I'm also going to add a D4 using my Pact of the Talisman.
I rolled a 37 for performance.
13.
13.
I got a 29.
One second. I know what I'm doing.
21 for Cassandra.
Nice.
Lyra,
Okay.
yes. Lyra, you can add a D10 to your roll if you'd like. You're inspired.
Let me figure out how to do it on my phone. There.
Yeah, there should be like a little dice icon at the bottom left. Yeah. Okay. Was that your D10 roll?
Yep. My
No.
other 21 plus 10. So 31.
Oh shit! Nice.
Dude. Wow.
It looks like everybody rolled some pretty good rolls.
I think
Alright.
our average was above 20 for sure.
Yeah. And oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
When Cassandra comes out last, she's doing she's matching the sounds with her opera type singing while she strums a guitar, and she's casting enthralling performance. The crowd needs to do a wisdom saving throw of 17, or they're charmed by us.
Yeah, I'm going to take the average of those rolls, and they failed.
As she's coming down, there's like a pink reddish essence coming off of her, off the balance of the white, as her pupils are heart shaped.
Oh, I love it.
Chazz, we should describe what each of us are going to do.
Yeah.
Who's jumping
Let's start
out.
with Jazz.
I think I described most of it. So, like I said, he's got the lights blaring, and he's vibing on the sax as he's descending. Nothing too crazy outside of that. Once you get into the jazz sax, you can't do a whole lot more.
Okay, Pykon.
Pykon will, like with the, he pulls off the cherub quite well with the half goat body.
Oh, for sure, dude. You're the most cherub one.
He lies his lute on his chest and falls backwards with his legs crossed. I tilt my head back as I slowly start to follow circles around Chazz and just slowly and methodically am picking with Asmodeus's nail.
Okay, just with some creativeness, does it look like something special when you're plucking with the Asmodeus nail?
Is it like sparks?
Yeah, is it like some sort of tapping?
I was actually kind of thinking about that. Like, I'll say, like, as you pluck with the strings, sparks do illuminate with every pluck on a string, but you can choose the color of the sparks.
It's definitely green. Like the little cracks and streaks through the nail like have a fluorescent green as I pluck. The string that's plucked slightly glows that color for a moment until I go to the next string.
Dude, it's like star power or hero power, whatever it's called in Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Star power. Yeah.
Who's next?
I'll have Patch go.
Just as Patch is slowly descending, hasn't quite gained as much gusto as the rest of the crew in his performance skills in such a vast audience. So he starts just playing the low back melody on his pan flute.
Cool.
Awesome.
I'll right after Patch jumps out of the hatch. No rhyme intended there. I'll fall out, and I don't want to steal Pykon's thunder by looking relaxed. So I'll come down in like a Superman kind of way, where like one of my legs is cocked up and super straight. And as I start falling, for this performance, I will solely 100% to committing to harmonizing with the lyrics, so it gives off kind of like a heavenly a cappella vibe.
Okay. Lyra, what about you next?
Oh, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. I cast Programmed Illusion, and the Programmed Illusion is just an endless, like, feathers falling from where we are. So it's just this loop.
Yes. I love it. Lyra, what about you? How do you descend?
Well, because I can fly, I'm not going to use the feather falling, but I'm going to be playing my flute just while flying down around everyone to go down.
And it just pierces through the saxophone. I love that.
And then Cassandra, being the star, how do you make your entrance?
She basically just gently hops out of the hatch, and she basically has like her she almost looks like she's laying in a bed, very cheeky type posture with one knee up and the other knee touching the other knee, as she's strumming on her half flute while singing her background vocals, while using enthrall performance, which has a purple aura with heart-shaped irises, and she has 4 little imps wearing a Cupid outfit who are basically singing behind her.
Cool.
Oh, and she's keeping her wings completely spread out with the 2 talons at the peak of each wing touching to make like a heart shape with her wings.
And as the band descends, as the song comes up to this powerful crescendo right here, you have the attention of the entire Githyanki tribe. Some of them...
As we're about to land on the ground, like coming to the crescendo, I'm going to use Major Image to create a stage.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Oh, you badass. Yes.
As the stage appears and you land, the Githyanki come forward, and they are your standing audience of a sea of at least hundreds in front of you. By far, at this point, the biggest audience you have had in your career.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Cassandra rips off her skirt, so it's the full lingerie set, and she just keeps playing with the pink aura and everything.
Yeah, I am feeling it in the moment. Like, this is the biggest show we've ever had. And I stop playing my lute and just start fist pumping because I'm so pumped to get the crowd in sync with me.
I think as we do this, like we don't have to do like individual rules, but like through the climax of the song, I think all of us should have like a solo, like to go back to back to back, and then
Sure.
we finish the song.
Yeah, kind of like God, what is it like? Hotel California style, just like,
Yeah, like
Yes.
a
or like
solo
Freebird
that lasts.
style.
Yeah, it's like the solo that lasts for a whole verse.
It's like the first beginning of the song is like 2 minutes long. The other 6
Right.
minutes are just pure solo.
Right.
If you would, do you guys want to take turns describing your solo, or do you just want to say that's what happens?
Whatever. Yeah, I'll go at the pace of the table here.
Okay, how does everybody else fare?
I'd say just that. We'd say that's how it ends.
I'm cool with that.
And we'll say that the solo starts with Cassandra, but Pykon, you jump in right behind her, and you sync up with her as it leads into your solo, and it follows Chazz. You come in next, Crampy, and then Lyra, Patch, and then it kind of finishes like Cassandra will kind of come back in to take the lead, and then it just all kind of finishes with all of you playing just like the last little
That's
bit
when the
together.
lights should turn off and we all just bow our heads.
Yes.
The Githyanki tribe is pumped. Some of them are just awestruck, like they don't know what they just witnessed, while others are acting as if this was the greatest thing that they have ever witnessed.
Pykon, if you allow it, I'll push you into the crowd to elicit a crowd surf.
Yes.
Pykon, like still with Featherfall activated.
Yes.
I turn around and allow myself to be picked up.
Yeah, and I just like push you out into the crowd like a beach ball.
Yeah, I slowly like just fall to the ground.
Yeah, and every time they push you up, you still have featherfall. So it's like
Yeah, like I'm the beach ball.
Fucking Chazz.
Chaz playing jazz.
Just the meme he posted. This is truly a sight to behold.
Eventually,
Jesus
like
Christ.
after making it back to the stage, I would like to say something. That's all right.
Yeah, you have the last words.
Yeah, they bounce you around the crowd, and it's almost, effortlessly, as if you're light as a feather. And they make your way back to the stage, and you get back up on the stage. They give another just roaring cheer of applause as Pykon, they kind of see you come to the front of the stage. All of them start to get quiet again to hear what it is you have to say.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to increase the volume of my sound. I think that's something you can do. Whatever.
Yeah, you can.
Everyone, we have returned. Your saviors who found your dead, who protected your village from all sorts of monstrosities. We've returned to the dead to bless you with our sound. How does that make you feel?
Cassandra,
I repeat. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Cassandra, while he's talking, is doing a very light, angelic background instrument singing. Yes.
And as he says that, I'll back it up with a hype man type energy. Like, how does that make you feel?
You hear them all just like shout.
Yes.
And fists up in the air. Some of them seem to be giving you like Githyanki salutes.
Fuck yeah.
Cassandra yells out, "Can I get a scraw?"
And they follow suit back.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We wouldn't be here without the help of our support. I'd like to give a special mention to Asmodeus himself, who granted you all the privilege to hear us once more.
And they instantly start shouting, Asmodeus! Asmodeus!
Oh my god.
Asmodeus. And she does like the say it like the horn sign. She keeps the full hands and goes, Asmodeus.
You see, not very many of them, but some of them are kind of trying to like figure out what you just did with your fingers. A couple of them kind of get it, some of them like not so much, but they're putting forth their best effort.
If you show your worship to Asmodeus, we will return to fill your lives with love and song.
Oh shit.
Worship Asmodeus, and we shall fill your hearts and ears with the charming music that we bring.
I am not even going to have you guys roll anything. They are super enthralled by everything that you were saying.
Cool.
But we must take off. Our lordly duties take us to other realms, but we will return.
And like,
Sorry, I'm going to use. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you can kind of hear like some whisper amongst the crowd. A lot of them talking very like highly of you, and you may be able to get, like kind of hear a mention of like this will go on in tales for centuries.
I will then use major image once more to have a curtain close.
Oh fuck yeah.
And as the curtain closes and you get your between the gaps, you get your last glimpse of all of the Igithyanki. They erupt in one more just loud applause and cheer, still chanting Asmodeus.
Thank you, DinoLand!
We returned! Look at this fine ass as she flies back up into the ship.
And then commence expeditious retreat back to the ship.
Yeah.
As you all retreat back to the ship, Archimedes is up there waiting, and he's just as awestruck as everybody else, and says, "I really hope the Outlander is proud of that. He should be, hopefully."
Let me ask you one thing, Archimedes.
Yes, as he like very like scaredly pipes back up.
Are you proud of that?
And you see Archimedes, like his stature changes as he stands up, like really as tall as a bird can stand on his little feet. He says, "I am. That was amazing."
Well, job success then. Well, I think we can find our way over there, but honestly, I'm feeling a little tired.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry to ask. Colt's laptop died. Could we? I'm so sorry. They're asking if we could just take that quick break.
Yeah, I'm down.
This will be a perfect time for us to just kind of take a quick 15 minutes. That way you guys can get that figured out.
Cool beans. Thank you so much.
Of course.
So
We're picking up after the performance? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the performance ended, and you guys have all retreated back to the ship, and you were talking with Archimedes. And then Pykon had made the mention of maybe he needs a nap first.
Yeah, we could like take a short rest, I guess.
Yeah.
But I won't take a short rest because I'm going to actually leave the ship once more when everyone's kind of like resting from our super insane performance. I'm going to go sign autographs for 60 minutes straight.
And okay, I'll say if you guys want to do a rest, you can do a rest, and Crampy can go gloat amongst his like newfound entourage.
Groupies, I think they're called.
Yeah.
His groupies.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Archimedes is like kind of panicking and using his wings to like point at like the ship, and the little beeping icon is like, okay, I guess I'm kind of outnumbered here.
Without even replying back to him, she just rings her bell for Astaria, her light blue, small horn, femboy maid tiefling. with lots of freckles on the face. Mainly in the mid region.
I do have something that I want to do, but it may take a little bit of time, so I'll go last if possible.
Okay. I'm gonna start with
Hold on. Trey was waiting for Homeboy to come down.
oh yeah, that's right. You called for your little femboy, huh?
Femboy, light illuminate freckles, yes.
Hey, Colton, Dre, you both are echoing pretty bad back and forth.
I think we keep hitting our butt at the same time.
Oh, you know what? The reason, sorry, it's because I'm not on push to talk. I thought when the computer turned off and when I had to log back in, it probably made it so I echo. That's my bad.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, Dre. God, what was his name again?
It's Ostro.
Ostro.
Asteria.
Osteria. As you beckon for him, he comes walking in real quickly and with purpose. He's like, yes, Mom.
You in a maid outfit, it's just the chef kiss. Get me a delectable soul bubble bath going, please. And Sir Hellniggers, as she rings her chef with very heavy salt and pepper hair and chops. Get a lunch going for everyone. Deliver it to their rooms. Surprise us.
And like as you make the comment about him in the maid outfit, he does a kind of like twirl and curtsy.
Oh my god.
He's been tortured well.
He kind of makes his way over to Archimedes to inquire about if the ship has a bath, and Archimedes directs him to something that should suffice. While your chef starts instantly preparing a wonderful lunch meal for everybody to help regain your strength after such a strenuous performance.
Perfect. She'll eat it in the bath and she'll rest in the bath.
Crampy, as you head out to find your groupies and start offering autographs, before I have you roll something, like what is there? Like, do you have like specific art with you that you are handing out with as you're signing, or how does that look as you come out?
So my signature, as far as like the celebrity aspect goes, is going to be a very stylistic, nearly perfect but a little messy signature of, my name, first and last. But there is a like the half of a lute drawn over my signature, if that makes sense. Like the top half of the lute is drawn over my signature, just sort of like. Anyways, I do want to add one thing though. I do want to see if there is like anybody that's really enamored by me, specifically by my performance, to sort of like, maybe before we leave, get a little bit of a Yankee girlfriend situation going on.
Okay. Make me a charisma roll.
You got it.
That's successful on both sides.
Damn it.
They would be laying down right here, but there's
Because of my computer turning off, I have to reopen my thing. Can someone roll a d20 and add a 13 to it?
I got you, dog.
$17 total. For persuasion.
You passed by one, and
Oh shit!
the autographs that you are like handing out, everybody seems very excited to take one, and they're just looking at it together, admiring. You do kind of notice like maybe one seems to be giving you like some come hither eyes.
I'll just give her a really. Actually, you know what? Can we make it a him?
Yeah, he is making the most come hither eyes you have ever seen.
I'll like, you know, I'll be in the middle of signing a autograph for a different detective, and I'll give him a little wink to sort of like, you know, get those fires kindling.
You see a little bit of like blush come across his green cheeks. He's very well built, like maybe about 6'1", 6'2", 6'2", but very muscular.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Nothing.
Yeah. You know what? We can just sort of like we don't have enough time to do the hanky panky, but you know we could have a quick montage of like
Fiddling around.
fiddling around, you know, groping each other, maybe a quick little smooch, and be like, hey, maybe I'll come back on my tour, and I'll just fucking go away knowing I'll never see him again.
Maybe a summer hotel. Who knows?
I'll even say that, you know what, like he pulls Crampy in behind a secluded bush real quick for just a fast quickie.
Okay. I'll say this.
Roll
Just to
performance.
keep it, I will forego the role because I was just about to make the joke that I'm a slow grower, so it just doesn't happen to begin with. But the energy is appreciated, and I just leave with a little bit of shame.
No, that's fine. I'll roll from him. He rocks your world.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Cool.
But you almost kind of return back to the ship with maybe kind of a limp.
Yeah, and I'm a little out of breath, but you know, I do some breathing exercises.
You know, it's okay if you're a slow grower or if you're a bottom.
Anyways, that's it for me. Please move on.
Did anybody else have anything that they wanted to do during this downtime while on the ship?
Chaz was going to touch base with
you know.
Archimedes since everybody else is kind of oblivious. He'd be the one like, well, the show's done, so you want to enlighten on what the little blinky thing is doing for us here?
Archimedes kind of like hops around to look at it and hops back around to look at you and points back with the wing and says, "It's a distress beacon from the Outlander. He's calling for aid. And everybody's taking a bubble bath and getting some snoo-snoo."
So, is there something we could be doing while this is happening, or we're just going to watch the light blink?
And Archimedes is like, "Well, no, we just need to leave. Like I said, I can get us off the planet. I just cannot. It's a safety protocol. I am not allowed to steer the ship into the rift. It goes against my programming. I just can't do it. So I need somebody else to do it. And it should take us to his location, or about where his location. I'm not sure how it works."
So, you can't hit the button? Or is it more than one button? Because I think I might be able to hit a button.
Archimedes kind of like hops over to like the helm where all the controls would be. And as Archimedes is kind of like hopping around, pointing its wing and like pecking at certain things, like this gets us going. This gets us off the ground. You to go up, you pull this, and as it like sits up on top of a almost cog-looking steering wheel and rocks back and forth, and this thing steers. It's not that hard.
All right, Birdman. Let's fly.
Yes, if you are at Chaz, if you are now taking the helm while everybody is taking a rest, or where like real quickly, let's go back because I know Cassandra is taking her food and she's taking a bubble bath. Crampy, you are returning from a wondrous time of signing autographs.
Yes, a lot of autographs.
A lot of autographs. Real quickly, Pykon, what are you doing? Are you kind of like finding a room to take a nap in, or are you in the cockpit with Chazz?
I'm just, yeah, I'll be in the cockpit, but I'm just sitting in the corner. I'm inspecting Asmodeus's nail
Oh,
and seeing like the light shimmering back and forth inside of it, and feeling the extra curl in my horn, feeling a bit disoriented, but empowered.
Yeah, see, the empowerment that you feel from this is unlike anything that you've ever felt before. Almost like you get a suspicion, like if you had the power of Asmodeus, how easily it would be to just get drunk on something like that.
oh, so it's like it's a rush of dopamine.
Very much so.
Pykon has to take some time to settle his thoughts, and then goes into scheming mode, thinking about like all the possibilities, and then he tries to just fully embrace the power, and he grips the pick in his fingers, and playing the lute in a different style begins sliding instead of individually pressing each string.
Oh, okay.
I start messing around with these oddly sounding chords that don't feel like they should go together, but do.
Are you
Yeah.
inventing jazz?
I'm inventing power chords.
Oh, yes, dude, yes.
I don't know if you want me to roll for that, but Python is going to be embracing his new Warlock abilities and invent power chords.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, let's have you make a roll for that. God, what would that be? Performance?
Performance for
Sure.
sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna use my my Pact of the Talisman to give me a plus D4 to that.
Hell yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Pact of the Talisman just blessed, basically?
Essentially.
Okay, cool.
But it can be used up to the amount of times of my my proficiency bonus a day.
Cool.
That's an 18.
Icon, you're not necessarily sure what you're feeling flow through your fingertips as you press down onto your instrument and you pluck every string and move to the next and then move to the next. Everything just seems to flow so naturally. It is unlike a sound that you have ever heard before, but god damn it, do you like it?
I can feel it.
Wow.
This instrument doesn't do it though.
Oh fuck! Foreshadowing!
Cassandra makes guitars.
And that's where Python's gonna end. Just stewing on the thought that his instrument is holding him back.
Oh shit.
Cool.
Patch, what have you been doing with this downtime?
With Path. Ugh, goodness, sorry. Patch with his downtime, he's gonna run into the village real quick and try to find a blacksmith to negotiate a deal.
Nice.
Okay, make an investigation roll.
Man, I thought you were gonna take that in the same direction for a second.
12.
It seems a little hard. At least finding a blacksmith that may do what it is you're looking for, but you can kind of, after some searching, you find somebody who is very haphazardly beating on a piece of metal. It's not the best looking work you've seen, but it's work.
Don't need much. Excuse me, good sir. By chance, do you have the time to take on a task for me?
He goes, what? Task? Metal. And he kind of goes back to beating, but as he's beating on it, he goes, "What do you want?"
You see, I'm about to go into the unknown. I'm not quite sure what I'll be dealing with. You see, I have this morning star here and my flail. I'm wanting to see if you can coat them in silver for me.
And he goes, "Silver."
Silver. See? As Patch reaches around to his bag, pulls out some silver coin. If you have none on you, I'm pretty sure you can melt this down and use it.
And he kind of takes the coin from you, and it's clearly a metal that he's never dealt with before. So
Interesting.
he takes it from you. He goes, "Can I ask why?"
You see, there's some beings and beasts out there that as hard as you try with your standard sword, can't penetrate its hide. Whereas silvering a weapon, as some may say, can help slice through even the most mystical of beasts.
That's really cool flavor text. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. He he takes your word for it as it is. He's like, "All right, it shouldn't be a problem." As he takes your coin and he takes your weapons and goes over to a crucible, starts getting it going, and starts melting down the silver. I'll say, like, just kind of fast track this. Like, some time goes by, and he returns your weapons to you, freshly coated in a nice, shiny, polished silver.
Oh,
like,
fuck yeah.
almost
Just
so that you
please.
can reflect the sun and
Cool.
start a fire from miles away. It is so shiny and beautiful.
Fuck yeah.
And he goes, and he's like looking at you. He kind of looks you up and down and sees that you're not necessarily from here. Yes, how do you intend to pay?
Well, it's worth something from where I'm from. I'm not sure about here as he reaches back into his pouch and hands him 50 gold.
He takes the gold, and upon inspecting it, with the shiny nature that the gold is, and just the way that everything is shaped and pressed into place, he takes it as it might be worth something. He's not really sure if it's worth something to them, but he takes it and graciously says, "Is there anything else I can do for you?"
Nah, you've turned these tools of war into absolute masterpieces. Thank you for your time.
And he, without thanking you, goes right back to his work, beating on the piece of metal that he was, pulls it out of the kiln, and just starts beating on it again.
That's what she said.
And then I assume you just return back to the ship after this.
Yep, Patch is gonna come strut back into the ship with some shiny new toys.
Lyra, what have you been doing during this downtime?
So since she's new to the whole being part of a band, when Crampy left the ship to go get autographs, kind of followed behind him quietly up until he was pulled behind a bush. Then she went back to the ship.
Well, okay. Well, if you don't mind, as I'm leaving, if you weren't specifically trying to stay out of my sight, I'll just be like, Lyra, please, I have a meeting. They need you. And just leave you left to the autograph signing.
Oh, I guess I will continue the autograph signing then while Crampy is
fuck
behind
yeah.
the bush.
I don't know if this is necessarily how I should do this, but this is how I'm going to do this. Lyra, please make a perception roll.
Oh, Christ. God damn it. Apparently it wasn't a big enough bush. More like a hedge.
That was a 16.
So I'm going to say that through the cracks of the bush, you could tell just enough what was going on behind that to know that you really don't want to see it.
Yeah, you've looked through too many a bush in the Feywild.
As everybody is returned to the ship, whether Cassandra is still in the bath or everybody's in like rooms or inside of the cockpit, Chazz, you take your place at the helm. Make either a intelligence roll or a history roll to see if you've maintained anything.
Could I give him inspiration while I'm figuring out power chords?
If you're still in there.
Dude, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I finally hit the right combination where it just you can feel the irksome like vibration in your soul, and it just like resonates. I'll give you inspiration.
You can't stack inspiration, but I'll just like come up into the cockpit hearing this for the first time, and I feel inspired, even not being the target, and I just start fucking like, yeah! I just start fist pumping as you are at the helm.
In fact, I would say your rift is what motivates Chazz to make the decision of bird, let's fly.
Would Cassandra hear this riff from where she's at, DM?
From where you're at?
Yes.
I would say you'd be able to hear at least some resonance making its way down the halls.
As she's listening to this, she feels inspired as she does some infernal magic as a small drawing pad forms with an infernal pen. As she's listening to these riffs, she starts designing an electric guitar that is fueled by souls.
Yes.
Is what she's now designing while motivated from these power riffs.
Wow. Intelligence, huh?
A 9 with that inspiration.
Oh my god! No!
Oh shit!
More specifically, I rolled a nat 1 on the history check.
Oh, that's a little different.
That is a little different. Chazz, you are trying your best, but everything you're doing kind of seems to be having the opposite effect of what you want it to do.
Up is down and down is up. You gotta remember that.
Yeah, the ship is kind of going every which way, forward, backwards, up, down, barrel roll, as Archimedes is like tumbling through the air, shouting obscenities at you.
Wait. As he takes out like a piece of paper and like flips it upside down and sticks it back. That's the problem. I had the wrong directions. I'm going for like the Independence Day where
Yeah, Pykon just rolls his eyes and says, "That's a rookie mistake."
Oh, shit. Yeah,
damn, shots fired.
It's a lot of pressure having the expert behind you, you know?
With
What Crampy was saying earlier?
With your little piece of paper that you drew for up is down and down is up, I'm gonna let you make another intelligence roll.
Could I go up behind him and just kind of sigh and just point at random buttons to tell him like what should be done? And it's absolutely not. Like, okay, I'm not going to give like advantage here. I'm just going to act like I know what I'm talking about.
But you're just adding to it, basically.
Yeah.
Your backseat driving in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
In the worst way possible.
And he rolls a 2 this time.
2, but it's a nat 1.
No! Another nat 1?
Oh shit!
No fucking way, Chazz. Are you kidding me, dude?
Chazz, you're
Chazz is the most recent, aside from Lyra. Chazz is the most recent member of this fucking.
Dude, you've been around longer than fucking Cassandra, though.
Oh,
We've only done the one jump, the same jump that she was on.
That's true. That's true.
This is true. This is true. Chazz, you're not necessarily sure if Pykon's help is to blame. You're trying to follow his instructions as closely as possible, and it only seems to be making things worse. Archimedes is growing increasingly aggravated at this as he's just spouting obscenities as he's tumbling through the air of the ship. Everybody else on the ship, you can 100% feel that something fucky is happening. I'll give a chance for like anybody who's not on the cockpit to kind of have a reaction.
Well, Archimedes, I guess the blinky light doesn't help fly
Oh
shit.
my God. Archimedes. Dude, I just like at this point realized that like maybe continuing to hype Chazz is not such a great idea. And I'm like, Pykon, please, for the love of God, just drive already.
He's gotta learn somehow.
I just no, now's not the time. The Outlander's in trouble, and I just try to push you forward.
I continue to argue, like like I'll take the helm, but continue to have my head turned to argue with you
Oh
about
my
it.
God.
Like the fucking doctor where he's flipping switches and shit, but not like actually doing anything that makes any sense.
Yeah, like Mr. Incredible and Mrs. Incredible when they're trying to like take the exit off the highway in the third act of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, that was a bad joke.
Patch, seeing this chaos, is gonna just like his arms are gonna noodle up and he's gonna wrap around a pole and like secure himself. He's gonna be like, I only trust one man to do this, and he is not here. So buckle up.
Okay, Python is going to try. Python is going to try. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the handoff, so you like pilots will be like, you like, do you have the con?
What?
Do you have the controls?
Why didn't you just say that in the first place? Sure.
Oh
my God!
You have the con. And he's like, she was trying to do like the pilot like handing off, but obviously botched that too.
Cassandra just screams out as she's like using her wings to hold her in the bathtub.
Yeah,
My father will hear of this.
yeah, dude, you lost like half of your bathtub water at this point.
Oh, it's everywhere. For drink.
We're in a barrel roll as he's handing off the controls.
Okay, Python is going to try to correct this.
Okay, please, for the love of God, I'll inspire you for the sake of living for my life.
Okay.
Please either do intelligence or history again.
Okay, I'm gonna use my my Pact of the Talisman to give me another D4.
But my screams will sound like this for my inspiration. So like, ah! And I'll just like hold a note.
Okay, so there's the added roll. So 9 plus history. That is a 21.
Pykon, feeling like the feeling that you've been feeling from ever since you got the guitar pick, and especially after you were driving those power cords home, like you just feel almost as if like you're at home controlling the ship. You know exactly what to do now. It has just clicked in your brain. And with a lot of ease, you guide the ship towards the rift as it starts to open. And Archimedes kind of hopping back and forth saying, "Dear God, let this work."
Hey,
It's like smoking by the time we get to the rift.
you're in good hands, Archimedes. As I give a very pointed stare to Chazz.
Hey, Archimedes said the blinking light was fucking important, and everybody else is playing Ronald McFondle. So
Ronald McFarlane, the fuck?
As the ship steers its way into the rift, and that blinding light takes over, you feel some rumbling. Everything seems to be going pretty normal. And then you feel the ship start to settle. And as your vision returns, the blinding light is no longer enveloping you. What you can see through the windscreen of the ship is an entirely different realm that is really dark by nature. As the ship starts to dip its way below the clouds, so you can start to see the surface of the planet that's beneath you. A lot of it just looks like black, burnt rock with magma flowing in between the cracks.
Crampy just assumes we're back in the hells.
The magma lights up everything. That is like the prominent light source because of how just bright it is. As your vision starts to come to a little bit more, and you see around the plains, the ship almost takes control of itself away from you, Pykon.
I act like
Is
I
it-
know what I'm doing exactly.
Just go with it.
As the ship starts to come down lower and lower, it makes its way across this desolate plain. You eventually come upon a cobblestone dungeon-esque looking castle. Like imagine for quick reference, like Bowser's castle, as it sits atop a giant spit of rock that
Okay.
is floating amongst the magma.
Oh, okay, so it's like, okay, yeah.
The ship guides you down and lands you directly in front of this castle. As you hear the ship kind of wind down, Archimedes is hopping back and forth, and he's looking at the indicator that he was for the distress beacon, and looks out the window, and he turns around, hops around, and pipes up and says, I think this is where he's at. The signal seems steady. He must be. And he kind of turns back around and looks through the window, looks at the castle, and says, with a little bit of tense in his voice, he must be in there.
yeah, the
You
dark,
see-
ominous castle seems legit.
You see, like, Archimedes kind of like place a wing up on the glass, like he's looking longingly through it, concerned about the Outlander.
Cassandra just bursts into her with just a towel wrapped around her. Shampoo is still in her hair. And she just looks at Pykon because there's no one else at the controls right now. And she just goes, what is wrong with you?
Hey, I'm just driving the ship. I don't tell it where it goes.
Oh, so barrel rolls? Barrel fucking rolls, Pykon. And she just storms out.
Hey, don't. Yeah, I mean, I would hand over the controls to somewhere else, but I mean, we know where that took us. So maybe let me do the expert work here, okay?
DM, this realm of existence that we are in, is it relevant to like do I have a sense of what realm this is, or is this alien just like every other place we've been?
Make a history check.
Oh, okay. That's a dirty 20. Did you catch that?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Sorry, I was fighting both a hiccup and a burp at the same time.
A hiccup? A hiccup?
A hiccup.
Hiccup.
Crampy. From just, growing up or experiences hearing folklore and talk, you are not sure of like a strict actual name for this place, but you've heard it referred to many times as the plane of magma.
Oh shit. I start playing the Bowser Castle theme on my lute as we all gaze out the windshield of the ship, and I'm just like, "This is the plane of magma, everybody. Lots of hot stuff here."
Lots of hot stuff here.
Bit on the nose, but seems appropriate.
Hey, I don't write the rules; I just follow them.
We both know none of us follow the fucking rules.
And I just give you one of these.
I'd like to take the ship in a wide berth of the castle and try to see if there's somewhere inconspicuous to land.
So the ship did already kind of land for you just directly in front of the keep of the castle. And Archimedes is like, well, you're going in, right?
Yeah, maybe you should stay here just in case if we need a expeditious retreat.
It's like, yes, yes. I'll. And he kind of like stands up and puffs his chest out a little bit. He's like, I will protect the ship.
Actually, Archimedes, well, you see, you've brought us here with your little danger sensor thingy that you have going on there. Are we just expected to just search the entire thing, or can you tell us like more where he could be, or maybe you could come with us, or?
Yeah, like, do you have like some sort of device that'll beep faster if we're closer to the Outlander?
He says, unfortunately, no, this stress beacon only lets me know when we're in close proximity. And, well, we're at least in some proximity.
So it sounds like what we should do is we should host a show, a concert, and then one of us is a spy that's playing as a waiter. And while we're distracting everyone, the waiter who's taking the drinks back goes and looks for our long lost Outlander.
Okay, I've got an idea. Our revival show was an angelic scene of us taken from the skies in all white. But this time, we approach the front gates all in black.
Oh, shit.
And we play Painted Black while someone infiltrates the castle.
Yes.
I completely agree.
And we can follow it up with Ring of Fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Both those songs, I just want to do that so badly now, but don't you think the Red Wizard will recognize our band even if we're wearing different colored clothing?
You're right.
I thought we were counting on that.
Oh, well, shit. That changes things.
We got some ponies.
I may have... let's see.
Pykon, can't you create an illusion to just go wherever the fuck you want?
Unfortunately, meta-wise, I took that level away to become a warlock.
Oh, shit.
I do have greater invisibility, however.
Greater invisibility might all we need on a meta level.
Is that something that you can cast on everybody?
No, it's only a self spell.
Okay.
Or if you want, I could go in. I am an enchantress after all, and she like innocent blinks into the corner.
So,
I mean, who's the sneakiest of all the band? I sure am not. I mean, I can, but I'm not the best.
Well,
Would be possibly your little fairy friend.
yeah, I
I
was
don't
gonna
know.
say, I was. He'll kind of like stop looking at Patch, like, it's a lot of armor.
Oh,
And you just like go down the whole line until you see
it-
Lyra.
And I'm like,
okay.
oh wait, she's like half the size as the rest of us.
And should fly.
Could I check to see if like there's any like flying animals or any like other types of flying species within the area that we're in?
No roll necessary for this. Like just peering out the window, this place seems pretty desolate. There doesn't seem to be any kind of sign of life flying around or on the outside rock.
Okay.
Wait, can you not cast greater invisibility on someone else? It has to be self.
Hold on, I'll double check.
Because you should just, if you can, just cast it on Lyra
Oh.
and she'll be our way in.
It's touch, but it only lasts for a minute.
Oh,
Does someone have haste?
I don't. God damn
You
it.
just double layer on that, Barry.
I was like, I do have hide in plain sight. You guys are some of our better performers, so if I can infiltrate, I don't know about you, but many of the castles I've seen have just dormant suits of armor lining the halls.
I do have haste, actually.
Okay. Lyra, would you be willing to infiltrate for us and find us a way in?
Yes.
You may not have time to find the Outlander, but you could probably help us in.
Are you just saying this because I'm small?
No, I'm saying it because you can fly too.
Oh my god.
I
Well,
mean,
you're the size of an ant. You'll be great.
we could always, as a last resort, Trojan horse this, but
Lyra's gonna just roll her eyes at you guys and just say, "Fine," and just fly away to find a way in.
Okay,
You know,
hold on.
hold on.
If you would have rolled your eyes any harder, they may have never reverted back.
Before you leave, I start waving my hands in like a clockwise motion, and you see a pair of like the long hand and short hand of a clock appear momentarily as I cast haste on you, and the whole world around you is just kind of like go slow.
And then I put my finger to my lips like this. And I put that finger on your forehead, and I cast greater invisibility.
and
You already
then,
stick that finger.
I'm gonna roll my eyes some more.
and
I
But-
can't see it.
You
Chazz-
are
Hold on, Chazz is gone.
no, he can go ahead and describe what she's got since that was first.
so greater invisibility. You were just straight up invisible until the spell ends. You can take actions, but you were just straight up invisible for 1 minute. Haste will let you dash, so you can you can go super duper quick.
Well, haste doubles your movement, and you can use your action to dash, so you can move quite fast.
Go ahead, Chaz.
Chazz is going to start playing some tasteful stealth music. Think like the music Kronk does as he's like sneaking around,
Okay.
and cast giving her bardic inspiration.
Cool.
Mine's only a D8.
Oh. Okay. Lyra, what are your next moves?
Gonna fly and see if I can find a window or something to sneak in.
Wait, can I add to this? I'm so sorry, Lyra.
Yeah, go ahead.
She basically just looks at Lyra and does a little pinch icon as she's going to reduce her size even more.
Oh, that's nifty. So you're like tiny.
And you could even go a step further, Lyra. I'm pretty sure fairies have the innate ability to cast that on themselves at will. You can reduce your size even more.
You'd be moving so quick.
You're the atom.
You do what you want to do. I'm getting in the moment.
We're just gonna
Oh, this
stay
one
with
passed.
where I just got put with size. and because that's going to be small enough anyways, because again, I'm only 2 feet tall normally. So I will go find a window.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that where Lyra's like roughly about 2 feet high, Cassandra, you shrunk her down to about like the size of a small dragonfly. And as you guys see, well, I guess if she's also invisible, you might not see this, but as Lyra takes off to go investigate the castle, the credits are going to start rolling here, and we're going to stop here for tonight.
I was wondering how far you'd let us go.